pull that gate behind you. Wyoming dust on the tires. Some rides you only get once. He learned to sit a bull before he learned to shave. Old man's rope in the barn, blue jeans in the hay. Want a little money, met a girl by the rail. She liked the way he laughed when the whole thing went to hell. They built a house from pine on a patch of northern ground. 2 kids chasing cows while the rain came down. He bought a pair of yearlings, caught the first one in June. Started raising bucking bulls underneath the harvest moon. 8 seconds, whole life on the line. One hand in the air, one prayer in his mind. He had a family, a farm, a name to defend. When the gates swung wide, he was young again. Ride, cowboy, ride like there's nowhere else to go. Ride through the hurt, ride through the dirt and the snow. When the dust came down and the crowd went wild, he paid that ranch off with an 8-second ride. Turned hard and caught him wrong one day. Left him staring at the rafters while the sirens pulled away. Doctor said you finished, don't gamble with your life. He nodded in the white room, went home to his wife. But the banker let her stand beside the kitchen phone. Big farm, big fee bill, too much land to hold alone. He watched his boys ride fences, heard the auction talk. Kept his old vest hanging by the mudroom door on a lie. There was one big ride in Wyoming on a Saturday night. He told the house to stay in, but he couldn't sleep right before the coffee started. Before the sun got high, slipped out through the back door with his number pin inside. 8 seconds, whole life on the line. One hand in the air, one prayer in his mind. They said that old cowboy's gonna lead her in a sling. He just leaned it to the leather and forgot about everything. Ride, cowboy, ride like there's nowhere else to go. Ride through the hurt, ride through the dirt and the snow. When the dust came down and the crowd went wild, it paid their ranch off with an 8-second ride. The shoe man looked twice, the bull pawed at the floor. His wife was in the grandstand holding both boys close. Then the latch gave way and the whole world turned brown. 8 long seconds, never once came down. He rode, hold every turn like riding was his breath. Like the years behind the gate was stronger than the fear of death. The horn rang out and he slid into the dirt. Stood up slow, then raised his head above the hurt. The skull rolled up, 90 plus the Wyoming crowd roared. He walked back to the trailer with his shoulder still sore. They handed him the check, he handed it to the bank. The teller counted twice and everybody laughed and thanked. His wife just shook her head, then held him by the shirt. Said you better keep that promise now, don't make me watch you hurt. He bought new gates and feet, fixed the roof above the stall. Kept one a bull named Mercy, biggest heart of all. 8 seconds, whole life on the line. One hand in the air, one prayer in his mind. He had a family, a farm, a name to defend. When that gate swung wide, he was young again. Ride, cowboy, ride, but this one was the last. He paid off every acre, left the hard years in the past. Now the kids tell the story when the winter winds went wild. How did daddy save the whole place with an 8-second ride? Hit on the 8-second ride. He don't ride bulls now, but he still walks the pen, still tips his hat to the dust, still thanks old friends. And when somebody asks him if he'd do it again, he smiles at the barn door and says, that was my last ride, friend.